What's up, guys? It's Lord Both here for another video, and Judge Dredd is a cult classic. Which Judge Dredd am I talking about? Yes, the original is a cult classic action flick, but the more modern version, played by Carl Urban, not Sylvester Stallone, was also a pretty good film. Highly entertaining, bit of a different take on Judge Dredd, but still very authentic to the comics. The fact that it has never gotten a sequel was kind of a mystery. Yes, it didn't do well at the box office, a little over $41 million on a $45 million budget. That's pretty bad. But also, it was made at a time when inflation was down, Marvel ruled the box office on a lot smaller budgets, and making a flop film didn't necessarily guarantee that you wouldn't get a sequel, especially if you made the movie on the cheap, and anyone who looks at a $45 million budget these days for an action film, or especially a superhero film, would say that's a dream budget. You couldn't make a movie, you couldn't make an action movie on $45 million. You need at least 100, 120, but they did it on 45, and like I said, again, it didn't do well, but it has a cult following, and I think, and a lot of other critics think, it's actually a pretty good movie, and it turns out that sequel might actually be coming. However, there are a lot of unfortunate stipulations in this, and this comes to us from Culture Crave via Twitter X, and it states, a new Judge Dredd movie is in the works. Taika Waititi is directing, with Drew Pearce writing the script. It's currently being shopped around to studios. And the big red flag here is Taika Waititi directing. Because if you haven't picked up on this, Taika Waititi is zany and crazy and all over the place. And he has a 12-year-old's idea of what is funny, which in short stints works. Constantly, and in IPs where that's not supposed to be, it doesn't. People got tired of Taika Waititi being the director of Thor because while Thor Ragnarok was kind of a break from the serious, brooding, sort of Shakespearean drama-like that was Thor, the previous two movies, but then Thor Love and Thunder was Taika Waititi turned up to 11, and people quite honestly were ready for Thor to go back to being a serious character. Similarly to this, Judge Dredd is a highly serious character and highly serious IP. Yes, it was made originally in the 80s, the first film that was, when things were kind of hokey and cheesy and etc. And we can, in retrospective, look back and kind of laugh at that hokiness and that cheesiness. But something tells me that Taika Waititi will lean into that and completely, destroy the character and story of Judge Dredd. Destroy the idea of what this was, which Judge Dredd is supposed to be serious and dark. It's supposed to be gritty, and no one would ever think of Taika Waititi as gritty. Also, Drew Pearce has written a handful of films, all of them from 2013 up, and that 2013 film was Iron Man 3. Which I wouldn't say is the greatest Iron Man film. Maybe better than 2, but again, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That's an alright one. I don't know what Hotel Artemis is. Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah. And The Fall Guy, which I actually like The Fall Guy, but that's only the one I can say I really liked of this list, which is in of itself very small again. He also has a movie called The Thomas Crown Affair, which is coming out in 2027, which seems a little weird that he's written that. So I guess he's fully written that and it's already in production and he has free time, so he wants to write a Judge Dredd script. I don't know, this sounds like a terrible idea. I guess Taika Waititi is bored as well, seeing that I've not really seen somebody blow through so much goodwill in Hollywood as quickly as this guy, and apparently his Star Wars movie is never gonna happen. So he's got free time on his hands, so I guess he's a fan of Judge Dredd, which again seems weird because Judge Dredd doesn't seem like anything Taika Waititi would have to do with. But then again, once you learn about Taika Waititi, Thor seems like something he'd have nothing to do with. In all, this is like receiving a gift on Christmas, which you're pretty sure you know what it is and it's something you really want, and opening the packaging and realizing it's covered in excrement. I don't think Taika Waititi should be anywhere near this IP. I think if he does make this movie, it's a guaranteed flop no matter who's writing it. And it doesn't sound like he has the biggest name in Hollywood or one of the best writers in Hollywood actually writing the script. So yeah, if this movie gets made, I don't have much faith in it succeeding. Which is a shame because I really liked both original movies. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go leave in the comments. If you liked this video, go and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it. We'll talk to you again later.